today's class. Today we'll be talking about how to put together a proper fashion collection. How to put together a proper fashion collection. So now here we have the notes how to put together a fashion collection. Here we have A, which is a collection, a fashion collection refers to a seasonal production of different styles within a line. For the same company involve a range of clothing with a story within behind it. So with a story behind it. So now when you talk about the proper collection, now you know that there is a story behind the collection. Now this is now if we talk about this, you know that it's a collection that within a company, a particular number of clothes or the styles are being released. So when you talk about the collection now, it's not all about the collection can be seasonal. There are times, but between the company release those collection or those styles seasonally. So now we're clear with the collection. Determine the season you are designing for. Fashion collection are controlled by the season, spring, winter, autumn. So now we know that this period, these seasons of collection, these are the period that we have the fashion season. We have spring, we have winter, we have autumn. So these seasons are the fashion seasons. So you are expected to design probably for this season. So one thing I would like us to do probably will be designing for a particular season. Each and every one of us to pick a particular season we want to design for. But at first you still need to make a research to understand this fashion season and know, okay, I want to design for winter. We know in our Croquis book we have like 4 to 3 croquis. You can decide to pick, okay, I'm styling these 4 croquis for winter, for spring, for summer. Now this helps us to give us an insight to the collection, what is expected from us. But I always tell people that because we are in Africa, we are in Nigeria, we always try to probably, if you have a brand, you want to release your collection at a particular season. Probably you break it into 3 seasons and say, okay, every three months, every 3 months I will release my collection. Sometimes the collections can be connected with fabric as well. Which are the fabric you should expect. Probably you want to work with a particular fabric. You want to work probably with denim. You want to work with denim. Probably you want to work with lace for that season. You want to work with different type of fabric. At the same time, colors are involved. You understand? There are some times that a particular color is being used for a particular collection at a particular season, and everybody keys into that color. Now we have the different colors. We have different colors. We have colors for summer, so we have colors for winter, we have colors for spring. All these colors are now you can't wear colors for winter, for summer. So you have to pick the particular color for that season to wear. So I need someone in the class to take the colors from me. I want to read that color.
We have blue for the summer color. Some colors for summer include blue, green, greeny. What's the difference between green and green?
So by the time you do the research now you understand the shades. Mostly they are shades. Sometimes the shades are not the same, but you are different shades. Okay, now go.
Lapis blue, kale, hazelnut, yellow, primrose, etc. Spring colors, pattern color, green, brown,
Mr. Nat, can I ask a question?
Okay.
I know that the season determines the color
Yes.
that is used.
Yes.
But what informs that color for that season? What informs it? What is it? The leaves in the environment, the change of whatever? What actually informs?
I think
For
it
instance,
is-
I think I have an
it
idea.
is-
Sorry, sir. For instance, I think I have an idea of winter. Is all they all talk about white, so it could be also a white theme for winter. So, Paul,
No, I think it's the season. The season. Because when it's winter, you know, people are going, it's really cold.
then it's snowy.
So now it's snowing.
Yeah.
So the colors for winter are always dark colors that will give you warm, that will keep you warm, give you heat. So you won't see people wearing like pink or bright colors for winter. They always go with dark shades, with maybe like brown. You see people going with black. People who dressed up in maybe dark gray, dark green. They are always dark shades because you need to be warm. Those are colors to keep you warm. But when it comes to summer now, you know that summer is playful. People are going to the beach, going to for holiday. So you are expected to dress in bright colors and look happy. But for winter, you are all covered up. So that's why winter comes. I think the season. Then when it comes to fashion seasons, sometimes it's determined. The colors are determined by a group of designers, by a board of designers that decide the colors that will be worn for those seasons. So despite that we have all this season, there's a board of designers that determine the colors that will be worn for every season. When this board sits down and say this color, these are the colors that will be worn for the next season 2022. Then designers work with those colors and release their collections according to the colors.
So, sir, in the Nigerian, excuse me, sir, in the Nigerian fashion sense, Mr. Nat, when we are now talking about the Nigerian fashion, you know, because we don't have those seasons in Nigeria. So, what informs the colors that, you know, or do we also go with the designers abroad and just key into the colors, or what? What informs?
Sometimes we try to like key into their colors as well. Because as designers, because we know that we don't really have those seasons, but when it comes towards the raining period, you know what to wear. You are trying to dress up a bit covered because of the cold. At the same time, when it's hot, you are trying to wear light things to make sure you are not feeling too hot. So we still try to key into those colors. We try as a designer, we should key into the fabric, but these are fashion colors, and it affects our fabric sellers. Sometimes when our fabric sellers are selling fabrics, and because these colors are released for the season, fashion season, the fabric sellers are producing colors of fabrics related to these colors released. So when you see some Asoebi, people are saying, okay, this color is a teal that is trendy. You see all the laces are teal, all the weddings are wearing teal, all celebrities are wearing teal. You find out that people say, okay, these are the colors for fashion. So it affects the party, and the Ankara the people company producing the Ankara wax are producing the same colors. Make sure those colors are infused into the fabric for the market, so our people can also wear. So sometimes you walk into some fashion houses, you see the colors, they are working with these colors, they are playing with these colors, because all of them are trying to key in with the fashion colors for the season. So it's important we key into the colors of the season.
Research for trends that pertain to the season one is designing for. This includes color trends, style trends, detail trends, etc. Number 3, a fashion collection should have a story or inspiration behind it.
So now, do you know what number 3 is saying? You say a fashion collection should have a story or an inspiration behind it. So they feel you should not just release a collection, but there should be a story behind your collection. Like for people that watch the Met Gala, you know there's a story behind it. So for every collection, there should be a story behind your collection. You don't just release a collection, okay, I'm just producing these clothes, this collection. The collection has no name. So now when you still do a research to check how to name a collection, which is not here, you find out that they talk about, you can do a research on how to name a collection. You find out that to name a collection, there is a way you should, or mode you feel that on which you can actually use in naming your collection. That you can name your collection depends on you. Your collection can be named in an African name that represents what you are trying to portray or the story you are trying to tell. Some people can name the collection maybe Ogi collection. And people might be wondering, oh, they refer to the Ogi collection. But you know why you named it, you named your collection Ogi collection, because you know Ogi is something that stands for style, elegance, beauty, and anything that talks about fashion. So that's why you are using the Ogi. So an Igbo person can use a name that represents fashion or represents a particular style or beauty and use for a particular collection at that season. So when people want to refer or they want to buy from your collection at that season, they refer to the name of the collection, because you have released several collections and say, okay, from the Ogi collection, can I get 2 outfits from that collection? That is why the collection has to be named. So there should be a name. You don't just release a collection without a name. There must be something, a story behind your collection. So that's why you find out that the international designers will always they always talk about a lot of stories when they are releasing their collection, the inspiration. If they want to talk about maybe the design, sometimes people will tell you, okay, they find out that the inspiration was behind the painting they had from 1960s, they got the inspiration from 1960, they want to infuse it into their collection. That is why it's called a particular name. Do you understand? So that's why it's called the particular name. That's why so you can, the name has to be you. You need to bring out the name and decide whatever name you want to call your collection or the story behind the collection. Okay, which is the last one?
A fashion collection should be controlled by the following things. 1. Color theme. 2. Fabric theme. 3. Detail, style, silhouette theme. And 4. Hair or makeup theme.
So now, finally, you see they talk about hair or makeup theme. You find out that these things are important. That the hair, when you're releasing a collection, you don't just release a collection without. It's not about the clothes. You should have a little bit of knowledge on hair, the makeup, to go with it. It's a collection. You don't say this person should do thread. This other person is doing a low cut. It's scattered. So you find out that most of the designers, if you watch fashion shows, they are always a particular hair. They always have a particular hairstyle to go with it. Sometimes they tell the designers to say they want nude makeup. Sometimes depending on the collection, they say they want smoky eyes. They want this look. They want that look. They want the looks from the 80s or the 20s. They want that, depending on the collection the designer is trying to do. So he wants that look. He wants that 20, the 20s where they are wearing maybe rock and roll look and all that. So the designer decides on. The designer has an input when it comes to the hair and the makeup the models have to wear. So to go with the collection. Okay.